So I have some food allergies I think you guys should know about. I'm allergic to eggs and nuts. I'm allergic to eggs, but I'm not allergic to chicken, which is kind of weird. Someone points to an egg, like, can you eat this? Not yet. Give it a few months, we'll see how it is. So I'm a pretty racially ambiguous guy. Gotten a lot of different things. When my teachers thought I was Hispanic, my friend thought I was Native American. My dog thinks I'm half black, half white. Colorblind. I'm half Asian, I'm half Jewish. Something that's weird about that is I never feel Asian enough or Jewish enough to get offended when someone says something insensitive about those groups. Like, right, if someone says something offensive towards Asians, I don't get offended. I'll just scan the room for a more Asian, you know? It's like, yo, Ching Chong, you gonna take this shit? That's another thing, I don't know if I'm Asian enough to be saying Ching Chong. Thanks for not giving me a hard time. Yeah, so I was raised Jewish, I went to temple growing up as a kid. They would always be like, we're gonna read the Torah and we're gonna refer to the Torah. And I really thought they meant the Torah. I was like, we have it? Oh my goodness gracious. I thought it'd be in Israel, not northern New Jersey, but I was young, I was still learning about the world. Yeah, it was baffling though. What was more baffling though is that like we struggled to recruit members to our temple. I was like, who is in charge of marketing? Did you mention we have the one and only Holy Scripture of the Jewish people? That would be a pretty big draw. I'm in college right now. One thing I like about college is that I don't have to drive at all. I hate driving partially because I have OCD, which makes you worry about really like irrational things. So what happened to me is I'd be driving and I'd hit a bump and I'd be like, that's a pothole. Then 20 minutes later I'd be like, shit, or a small child. Who's to say, I don't know. And like, part of the uncertainty there is that I don't know what it feels like to run someone over with a car. Like, I feel like I need to do it on purpose once for a better reference. Yeah, that's what it feels like. I think I'm chilling for yesterday. OCD, a common characteristic of OCD, people will get really worried that they possess these like terrible traits that their behavior doesn't actually reflect, right? So I've been worried before that I'm a murderer, that I'm a racist. A common one, I was worried that I was a pedophile. And at the time, I was like, easy way to find out, I'll look at a kid and see how aroused I am, you know? And so I did, and I was totally flaccid, so I was like, yes, that is a good sign. You know, with OCD, it's all about, not being able to tolerate uncertainty at all. So I was like, I need a bigger sample size. This needs to be a statistically rigorous investigation. But I was telling my therapist about it, and he was like, Justin, I think the obvious explanation is that despite what you think, you're actually not looking at hot enough children. I don't know about that talk. You're a pretty silly guy. I don't know about that. It's interesting though, OCD is like an anxiety disorder, but like when I'm doing badly with it, it actually makes my social anxiety go down, Because like, if I'm thinking about like the mother of the dead child I just ran over, it's hard to be at the same time like, I hope they like me. The stakes are very different. I'll give you guys an example. Like when I was in high school, right, I had a really bad contamination OCD. I was afraid I would touch things, touch other people, and those people would die because I was like dirty. And I was at school one time and I pooped, right, as one does. We're all familiar. And I washed my hands and I left. And like I was like, oh, I don't think I washed my hands thoroughly enough, I'm gonna go back. Before that happens, a pretty lady high-fives me. I'm like, fuck, I'm like, hey, wash your hands. She was like, why? And I was like, I just think that would be pretty funny to do that. But after a little bit, I was like, yeah, I don't give a shit what you think of me. I pooped, I didn't wash my hands thoroughly enough, now it's on your hands and you might die. So we had sex later that night. How about video games transitions? Yeah, I've played like 3 video games my whole life, that's it. NBA 2K16, Mario Kart on the Wii, and Wii Sports Resort 3-point shootout. I'm great at all of those. My friends don't care though. They like shooting games, you know, like the first person shooter games, and they claim that they like them because they're really realistic, right, you know? But I was playing it one time, and it was portrayed as if we, as a team, were fighting terrorists. And I killed one of them, and I thought we were going to celebrate. Instead, my friend goes, "Yo, you stole my kill." That's not realistic at all, you know? Like, I don't think the guy next to the guy who killed Osama was just like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I've had 3 kills this week, I've had none. Quit being so goddamn selfish. I think bestiality should be legal. Stay with me, guys. I know that pedophilia and bestiality is a lot. But yeah, so like bestiality is illegal for the animal's sake, right? It's to protect the animal because there's no consent. So basically what we did as a society, someone was like, how about we put animals in cages, pump them with hormones, and systematically murder them so we can eat their flesh. We were like, yeah, that sounds good. And then someone else was like, well, can we be sexual with them? We were like, well, we don't want to make them uncomfortable. Ridiculous. I guess, I'll talk about some more race stuff. Let's do that. Right, so I'm half Asian, I'm half Jewish, but no one really knew what I was, but I identified more as Asian when I was growing up, and I think that's because Jeremy Lin and Gangnam Style happened back to back in 4th and 5th grade, and I was like, I am Asian. You know, I was like, I didn't see any famous Jews walking around like that. Oh man, I'm almost out of time, so I'm gonna abandon this bit and do one other thing really quick. Guys, I was at the gas station the other day, and I was buying sushi, and I was reading the ingredients, and there was this thing that said imitation crab. And I opened it, and there was this thing going, I'm a crab. It was a terrible imitation, so that's my time, guys. Thanks for